I almost dropped my dear friend Nokotan for episode 9. Because truthfully, think about it. Is there gonna be a better ending than our MC strangling our dear cultists to death? I think not. In my head, I would love to believe that the actual ending of this show will be our MC panning to actual reality, needle in arm, drugged out of her mind in some trash den. But when I saw her get her over there, she's like, come here. Oh, you're such a good girl. Come here, come here. And then I thought she snapped her neck. And I knew it was going to be too good to be true. And I thought to myself, I paused there and I said, is there really going to be a better ending? We can end it here. We finally took care of the menace. Thankfully, after the strangulation and her coming to, wasn't complete L. Apparently the school likes it when she's mean. She completely insulted their god, aka Nokotan, and they were cheering for it, saying how cool she is. Does it make any sense? Not really, because the first episode of this show was literally the school about to turn on her because they thought she was a delinquent. But then again, this show doesn't really have a straight line of logic. You know, the logic in this show works very similar to the concept of time travel. It's a little wiggly wobbly, timey-wimey. It doesn't really have a straight and narrow path. It just goes in circles and twists and turns. That's kind of the logic of this show, or lack of logic, I should say. I have those full live reactions over on Patreon. If you want to see Brandon's mind break and melt in real time, it's going to be over there exclusively. So, I don't know why she even is president. On one hand, you might want to say she's very close to, like, not being by the end of this episode. But the idea that, okay, it's like, I understand you're class president or student council president, whatever. Okay, hey, Prez, this thing's broken. Sure, that's reasonable, you know, I'm sure that can fall in the lines, you know, you take it to the right faculty members, say, hey, we need to put an order in for this, or, hey, actually, I already ordered extras. But it kept escalating to the point that, can someone explain to me why the student council president would be the one you go to when the front gate gets destroyed? Do you want her to put on a hard hat and fix it? Like, then again, this is the same show that by like the third or fourth episode, I forget which, publicly humiliated said student council president with, I still assume nudes were shared, but there was a lot of very personal information shared in a quiz show. You explain this to someone who doesn't watch this show, they think I'm making a lot of this up, but this is actually like pretty much 99% accurate of how things went down. So, track and field day. Before we even jump into this, I think I've realized the best way to sum this show up. My dear friend Nokotan is to anime as to what Scientology is to religion. They're both a freaking joke, and they're both cults. And if you think it's not a cult still, I say you are too far gone and we have to put you out of your misery. But before we do, I will highlight the fact that Grandma prayed to the deer god and got the Mario Kart power-up where you collect the star and anyone who gets in your way, you just throw their bitch ass away. I don't even know if this is a real thing. I want to believe bread-eating races are a real thing in Japan. It seems a little weird to me, I'm not gonna lie, but hey, it is what it is. But the fact that they replaced it with deer things, the first was the deer crackers, which gross. Then it was grass, okay, still in the realm of deer. And then it was an antler. Why? Who the hell wants to munch on antlers like they're a bone? Like, we're not dogs. And the fact it's that restaurant owner. This man still had the opportunity to redeem himself, to be on the straight and narrow, to be the straight man to say, hey, I will not give in to the deer nonsense. And he not only ate those deer crackers, he not only pounded back that deer grass, he also put a goddamn antler into his mouth. He is too far gone and he disappoints me. And as much as I want to say our MC's also a little too far gone, she still remains to hold a little bit of sanity, which is honestly impressive given what she goes through. This is also now the second time in a month of us watching the show, and within a school year, this is the second time explosions have happened. Where are the police? Where are the authorities? The fact that to spice it up, you have to defuse a bomb and everyone just keeps getting blown up. And yes, this show doesn't actually want you to take it seriously. But here's the thing, I fear the moment I truly stop taking it, that it wants me to believe, I get indoctrinated and I put deer antlers on, and I refuse. The moment that happens, I've drank the Kool-Aid and I refuse to accept. This is legitimately the best show I'm watching this season. And the worst all in one. Sometimes I get to the midpoint when they show the mid-slates, and I think to myself, do I got another 10 minutes in me? And probably not, but I push through. I laugh, I cry, I pull my hair out, and I say, anime was a goddamn mistake. But I was so happy to see finally that dear bitch get strangled, even if it was momentarily. I honestly thought she was gonna throw her off the building. I thought she was gonna threaten. I thought she was gonna threaten the deer, like, is this your master, and then whip her. I guess I got a little too violent. It is what it is. The show, I guess it's turned me into a bad person. I don't know. But, what a wild episode. Though, the very beginning of the episode has me questioning something. And I can't tell if I'm reading too into it, if I'm missing an obvious logic, or if the reaction that our MC gave, because she did a double take when this was said, which makes me seem like she also was questioning it. Time doesn't make sense in the show. They mention how this is their second spring since becoming third years. That doesn't make sense, because if you became a third year, whether in spring or in summer, by the time the next one comes around, you would then be fourth years. And I really think our MC also did a double take saying, wait, that timeline doesn't make sense. Maybe I'm honestly an idiot, which could be the case. My brain does melt watching this show. I walk in and I'm just a puddle of goo, just not ready to comprehend the nonsense in front of me. But I honestly think that was supposed to be a joke of just like the timeline makes no freaking sense, which would honestly be pretty hilarious, but I digress. Best part of this episode? Hands down the strangle scene. The fact that she's like, oh, come here. Oh yeah, you're so nice. You're so nice. And then just, oh. I was never prouder of our MC than in that particular moment. Probably makes me a psychopath, but it is what it is. Let me know what you're thinking down below. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new around here. Of course, ring that bell. And like I mentioned, we got those full live reactions over on Patreon. And hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. Alrighty, so today we got Gabby G, Tack Owl, Dude Guide Man, Ender Wolf, Gomison, Matter Paradoxa, Count Viscount, Ciaris, Cody Fox, Wade Smith, Vasuver Granada, and we also have Michael. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and for the love of God, if you ever see anything even a fraction, a percentage, a 0.1% of the weird factor in your life as what this deer has done to our MC, you do not drink the Kool-Aid and you call that shit out. Because this is some goddamn nonsense. But see you for episode 10.